Emma, first aid kit.
Today, 2 chefs and a home cook take on the ultimate kitchen rotation challenge. In these 3 kitchens, a starter, main and dessert will be created. The catch being, our cooks will only have 8 minutes in each kitchen to contribute to what's been made ahead of them before they all rotate.
Hot diggity damn.
That's quite exciting, I like that.
Give me something!
And on top of all of that, they must also incorporate a curveball ingredient into each dish, which today is blue cheese. Boys, begin cooking in 3, 2, 1, go.
Right then.
Right, let's do this.
Standard Kush, if I can get a dish finished in the first 10 minutes, you know, that's what we will expect. So, chips, air fryer, fingers crossed that works. Let's make a blue cheese sauce. Oh, that is hot cream. So it's gonna melt that blue cheese in the sauce, get that on a high heat.
Right, I've got a lot to do here. Off the bat, I don't like blue cheese, so my job here is to get as much into the dish, let it add a little something, but not taste of purely blue cheese. So, distraction technique. I'm starting with the base. Make a really beautiful puree, bright green, vibrant, delicious, with a hint of blue cheese base that's going to look amazing that the chef can then build upon. In my puree, I've got some basil that was going off and looked horrible, so blend it up with some parmesan. Asparagus, in season, chop it up, blitz it in that to give it body with some garlic in there as well. Then pine nuts and walnuts in there. Double cream gonna go in, and then just it's about picking the right amount of blue cheese. Enough to make it taste of something, but not ruining the dish.
I actually think I've got this pretty easy this time, because blue cheese is perfect on dessert if you fuse it with like a cheese course. Some beautiful figs in a small pan. I'm actually just gonna go all the way around the edge. Oh, I might do some more, so I can do or we could actually choose to serve it in. That's a nice idea. Well, what works nicely with figs, a little bit of black pepper. I mean, honey would be the obvious choice, but this is actually just a sugar syrup. We'll benefit from a bit of butter, maybe. Have we got any butter? Bear with.
I've also got some freeze-dried blue cheese powder, which counts as blue cheese. Obviously, I've got ramen, because in the comments, you're like, has Kush got affiliation with ramen? He's always using ramen. Let's use some ramen. So I'm gonna use the seasoning sachets in my blue cheese beef saucy custard. I'm also going to use some sodium citrate so it doesn't split, because blue cheese is notoriously hard to emulsify. It's got lots of fat in it. So I've just thrown in some smoked provolone, a whole pack, creamy blue cheese, beef seasoning ramen.
Asparagus going in, and the garlic. Then toasted nuts, double cream. It's got a taste of blue cheese in it, so let's go that much. Ugh.
Oh, missed. I think in this silly little game we play, dessert is one of the most difficult, because very little will bake and cool. Very little will freeze and set. So you have to do something that's either served hot or doesn't need to be constructed at the end with cold elements. That's the challenge. Classic simple thing that we can do for texture is some phyllo ribbons. Caraway, a lovely seasoning that you might get on something like a cracker, a cheese cracker. So let's use that. So it's going to go over our figs to form a pie. Sugar and caraway. Mixy with the butter. And then to make a little top that'll all cook together, going into the oven.
So I'm going to blend the sauce in here. I've put some wild garlic in here to get a lovely vibrant green colour. Right, let's go get some more ingredients. This is Emma, we love her. Do you want to cook the ramen noodles now? Yeah, let's blanch the ramen noodles in the hot frying pan. So I've whacked some mustard in for flavour and balance. That's hot enough. Right, and custardy in texture. That would be beautifully on some toast.
How am I going to know if this tastes good? Jamie! I've got a problem. I don't know how I'm going to taste this and know if it's any good or not. You like blue cheese, right? Just tell me what it tastes like. Give me something! I'm just going to have to go off assumption and go, that's probably going to need some freshness and more herbs because it needs it.
Some ice cream and some cream cheese. If we want to serve a custard alongside this, we just defrost ice cream. This is an amazing artisanal brand, and this particular one, brown butter, sage and apple. All of those feel like they have a place on a cheese board. A little bit of cream cheese and our blue cheese. I'm gonna get a jug so they know what I'm thinking.
So we've got some brioche here. Toast this in a frying pan. Maybe lay that on fried egg on top. That's one dish. So we've got 3 carbs on the go: French fries, ramen, and brioche. I have tripped all the electrics. We have no power in this kitchen. Blowing the plug? Nah, it's all dead. Oh yeah, good. Let's cool these down.
Don't mind me, chef.
It's all right. You're the least of my problems.
Ice cream, obviously naturally sweet. Blue cheese bringing back savoury. That's quite exciting, I like that. I need to leave them direction, otherwise they're going to moan I've done it all. Because I have done it all. Some sort of nut crunch would be nice.
I really hope Kush is in a good mood and he likes what I've done.
8.5. Not the format, but that's me.
I really hope they look in the oven pretty quick and don't ignore what's there. Starter! Chips, oven chips. Ooh. And brioche toast. Yeah, I'm hoping there's a lot of blue cheese used. It has to be, oh, that's very solid. Very delicious. Why on earth does he cook noodles? What does he want me to do? Bear with.
He's made a blue cheese, basil pesto. He's put, oh, that's funky. A lot of cream in that, so that's not pesto. That's a blue cheese basil sauce, and he's got parsley in it. So let's get that ready to blend later. He's got nothing cooking. Fantastic basil. What goes well with blue cheese? A beef. How do we cook beef quickly? We flatten it out a bit. Instant steak that serves 5. A working sink. Season this piece of beef up. On a pan, fry it really quickly, really hot, and then look what to go with it. So we've got sauce, we've got beef, we need some carbs, we need some veg. Carbs and veg, carbs and veg.
Figs cooking, pastry cooking. It's got blue cheese in it. It's like a slightly funky sweet cream. I think I can make it better. Oh, I don't know what to do. Let's brown some butter with some pistachios, whole almonds, a couple of tablespoons of demerara sugar, that I think I'm going to blend up in a minute.
All that's left for Barry to do when he comes into here is to pile up this kind of nice nacho cheese green thing on top of loaded fries with some pickles. I might fry an egg just to go on top once that bread's crisp and leave him for that. Has he used these? Don't know. What happens if we try and fry some and get them crispy? Ah! Chef has left the clues here. Sodium citrate, it stops cheese from splitting in things when it's heated into sauces. So that's why it's so thick and not split. I like it. Right, salsa. Something kind of fresh and zingy. I'll get a knife out because obviously he's walked off with his own. They are lovely sweet cherry tomatoes, but I actually just want to do like a bit of a board salsa. But I think some like dill in this would be quite nice. These lovely onions, which are nice and sweet actually. I don't think we've got any dill, but we have got some fennel growing in the garden, so I might go and grab that.
Ben is in his garden. Beef and rice. Stroganoff. Beefy stroganoff rice, that works. Need veg. That's smoking. Get the beef in now. Yeah, come on. Oh. Pea shoots. Pea scores. Wait! Why has he got a colander out? Flip that around. What? Steak's nearly seared. I'm going to put it in this low oven, just the rest.
Oh yes, I know what to do. Let's make it fancy, baby! Saffron! Inspired by some of the street foods we've had that combine beautiful brown butter, nuts and saffron. Maybe a bit of pomegranate molasses as well. I'm not sure it was a good idea to riff, but here we are.
As we come into spring, it'd be rude not to use all the herbs we're growing out there. So some fresh oregano, some pineapple mint. Also got a single sage leaf. Wouldn't normally put sage into like a fresh salsa, but I think it can work quite well with the mint. And a little bit of acidity, we might as well take it from our onions. Toast is done, don't really know why. Oh, it's quite thick. I'm gonna have to let that down with something. Don't want booze, doesn't need booze, doesn't need booze. See, I'm growing. What works beautifully, apple and blue cheese. I know what Kush has done here, and it's a great idea, but because he was doing it by eye, the measurements are a bit off.
Miso. Let's make a nice dressing for these pea shoots. Pickled-teeny. So we've got a miso, mustard, olive oil, jalapeno hot sauce and pickle dressed pea shoot salad. Right, blue cheese is in the sauce. Put the rice into the still hot steak pan with some juices. It's hot, 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 hot. Needs some seasoning. What we've got in the freezer. Yeah, that's what we have. Edamame style rice. We'll get some greens in there. See what else is outside. So I'm going to do some corn and cabbage through the rice. Give it a nice variety. The sweet, sweet corn, crispy cabbage. That goes in, that'll steam through.
I think blue cheese might work in that nut mix.
We get an egg on the go.
That's cooked. I think that's going to be cooked. Doesn't need my knife. I'll take that with me, obviously.
Oh, I've left Kush quite a lot to do.
Might have blown a fuse on that. I'm not sure the egg's going to work because in this makeshift kitchen, I think we've blown a fuse on our hob. However, did Kush have everything on full power at the same time? Kush is such a Kush. Right, done here, left some stuff, blue cheese has been used. Main course.
9, let's go.
Soggy nudes in a lukewarm pan. What are the chefs expecting me to make? Oh my God, why is there a toasted bread, half a cooked egg and chips? There's been 2 chefs. What do I actually do? Seriously, what do I actually do?
Rice, beans and corn, steak. Steak is looking excellent, nicely seasoned, beautifully cooked. The blue cheese is in here. Whatever it is, it's already discolouring a little bit on the top because it's warm. Very delicious. Basil-y, blue cheesy, delicious. Some tomatoes, some pea shoots with a French dressing essentially with added gherkin. Don't really need to do a lot, do I? Get it on a plate. Add some flavour to this. I feel like this needs a little something going on.
Nice, nice, nice. Whack that on high. Sweet nuts have been blended. What's that? Oh, that's the sauce to serve. Blue cheese custard. That's out. Let's taste a bit. Oh, that was very sweet. Good. That's sweet, so we can balance it against this cheese, custard sauce thing. Well, that's got sugar in the bottom of it. That means that's caramelising. Should we turn these over and get some colour on them?
Starter, done. I'm about to grill an egg. I don't know why. Are we just making loaded fries?
Baz started here and probably started with rice. This looks like Kush. This looks like Kush. Kush could have cooked and finished that in the 8 minutes because it's beautifully rare but nicely rested. Rice, this needs something doing to it. I mean, it definitely needs seasoning, but I don't want to use salt because I'm going to use instead some of Kush's magical seasoning. Would it benefit from an egg through it? Well, it would, but not with steak and all the other flavours going on.
Figs and balsamic. Absolutely lovely bedfellows. This is really good aged balsamic. It's naturally sweet, so that's not going to overpower. That is caramelised. That is caramelised. Tip them out. In we go. Look at that. Will it set up actually? Because I don't know what's in there. Oh, some cream cheese and some icing sugar.
I tried really hard in my other goes.
I've seasoned this up, but I don't want to take it to a different part of the world. This is very kind of French-British classic. So I'm just going to go in with this lovely herb oil. Keep it herby, keep it green.
I'm going to smear this on the bottom.
I can't finish this dish without crumbling over some blue cheese.
No microphone, so like Emma, first aid kit.
I feel like I've let myself down. No. I feel like they've let me down. Stuff it, they've let me down.
All I did was season up some rice and throw it on a plate. It's a delicious looking dish. I'd be happy with it. Job done?
Wonderful. 10 out of 10.
You may have noticed the last couple of minutes an accident occurred. Kush is fine, he's just bandaging himself up.
You want it.
I'm joking.
That's not funny! But it's now time for us to enjoy his creation.
Yeah, I mean, we don't like food waste, so let's crack on. What have you done?
Now there's an injury involved, I feel a bit of a dick. Because I was harsh.
Okay, you just threw it all in a bowl.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or the bin.
Not a million miles away from what I thought. Probably without the noodles and the bread. Loaded triple carb, is that what you're calling it?
I'm not calling it anything.
I feel like bread, noodles, or chips. It probably didn't need all three gone ago.
There were so many ways it could have gone when I walked in, but I couldn't figure one out. So I just put them all into one place.
You sure did.
As flavours, it all doesn't not work. None of it shines.
It doesn't look great.
Nope.
It tastes pretty good.
Yep.
It's confused.
Yes. It tastes of everything that's on the plate.
Everything you can see, right? So it's big on blue cheese, which was the task at hand. You have an acidity from the pickled onion. You have a freshness from the tomato. A lot of carb, which just tastes of, golden brown.
It doesn't come together. It stays apart.
No, I agree. You've let the side down. Let's see what the chefs did. Main course. Little steak dinner. So,
Bold portion. Love it.
I can take very little credit for it. Great job from the pair of you. I just put it on a plate.
So, I think I'm responsible for the sauce. I think Kush's done a good job at bringing it together.
It tastes great.
I'm not a massive blue cheese fan. I don't mind a hint of it, but seeing it as the main flavour, like when you just have it on its own, I struggle. In here, it's really well balanced.
Creaminess of nut and parmesan in with all that basil and blue cheese. Really lovely.
I can't, unlike that one, I can't fault that.
No, I'd put that on a menu tomorrow. When I walked in, it looked like we had stir-fried rice going on. And with the classic flavours of pesto, gherkin dressed pea shoots, steak and tomato, I didn't see a place for that. But then I realised none of it had been seasoned. So we went in with herb oil and chicken powder, so it lends itself to this cuisine and not stir-fry from somewhere in Southeast Asia.
1 out of 10, 9.5.
9.5. Should we have a look at what it...
I really hope there's not a finger under there.
It was just a scratch. He's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, great. Great.
I mean, there seems to be a little bit of blue cheese on here, but also there was this sort of blue cheese and sage cream. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. So you get that perfumed fruitiness from fig, but also from the saffron. Saffron was a great addition there. And then in the crunch, you've got this caraway coming through with blue cheese, apple and burnt butter.
I've got a little fleck of blue cheese, and it really helped. Usually I'll be like, oh no, it's there! It's now coating my mouth.
Super good.
So we're saying the dish that you and I started is fantastic.
And Kush got it on a plate.
Yep.
Single-handedly.
I really like that.
Maybe presentation, but I'm struggling to fault this one as well.
No.
Flavour and texture.
Flavour, that's perfect. I'd say that's another 9. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Also, send Kush some get well soon messages.
He's all right.
And if you like kitchen rotation, then please make sure you, like this video. And we'll see you in the next one.